welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot. Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, coming to you from a beautiful day in Astoria, Queens. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And we're going to get into it. With me, as always, is my enigmatic co-host, my number two, my man with the plan and a pen in his hand. Give it up for Mr. Ray Zawodni, everybody.
Oh, Dylan, thank you so damn much for that lovely intro. First show of 2024, New Year, New Ray. I want to thank everybody that has been checking us out on our full video episodes on YouTube and checking out clips, shorts that we have all over the fucking internet, and also our audio listeners, people that are pulling us up on those podcast platforms, whether it's Spotify or Apple Pods or any of those weird ones that I don't think really exist anymore.
People listen on those. I don't get it, but they do.
But if you are on those apps, you can do something to do us a huge favor here in 2024. You can leave us a rating and a review. And if you're going to leave us a rating, we do ask that it is 5 stars, nothing less than 5 stars. If I do happen to go out there and see that there is a new rating that is anything less than 5 stars, I'm talking even if it's like 4.75 stars, I don't know if it allows you to do that. I am going to find your address and I am going to locate your car, and I am going to break into the trunk of your car and put several kilos of cocaine in there. And like the Karen that I am,
that's like the best gift ever.
Well, I'm going to call the police immediately.
Yeah.
Suspicious activity.
Yeah. All right. Bummer.
And I'm going to put you in jail for a lot of fucking years. So think twice before you don't even let your hand slip and accidentally give us a fucking 4-star.
Yeah,
review.
he'll find it. He'll find it. All right. Well, let's get into the episode. You heard her voice already. Our guest today, very happy to have you here. Kristen Carney, everybody.
Hey. No autographs, please. No, really, no autographs.
Oh, what's up?
Not much. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for doing the pod. Thanks for coming on. You've been here before. We talked about it just before you got here, but yeah. This time you were invited. Last time not invited, and you just showed up.
That's what I generally do.
That's good. Oh man,
That's the best way to make friends.
that's what I
showing up.
Stalk.
Yeah.
Stalking is really underrated. It's a very big compliment. Like, people are like, oh, it's scary to be stalked. No, that's how great you are. It's a confidence booster. I don't call them stalkers. I call them confidence boosters.
I think if you're a non-celebrity and you have a stalker, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a
Like
stalker?
Yes, I have. It's like you're a nobody with a stalker. That's great. It makes you feel like
cool.
a somebody.
How deep was the stalking?
It was very deep. It's gone on for years. It's probably been a year since I've heard from him. He was somewhere in like Sweden or something, but it went on for probably 6 or 7 years.
Oh my God, that's dedicated.
Yeah. And he would speak just erratically where you could tell he was out of his mind, but then he would FaceTime me through, or like, I don't know how you do it, like through Snapchat. He would call and call and call and call. And I tried to block him on everything, and he would make new accounts. I did see his penis.
Nice.
Because I went over to Sweden or wherever he lives.
Nice.
No, he sent that, and he had red pubes. So I was like, oh, he's a redhead. So he's obviously totally insane.
It's a very small amount of the population.
Yeah.
World population.
So I hope this doesn't wake him up again. I feel like he's been sleeping peacefully, maybe hopefully dead underground. But
oh my God.
How red were the pew? Was it like an orange?
Orangey.
Oh.
Light and orangey in the ween. Looked like he weighed 1,000 pounds because it was tiny.
Oh, it was a little wiener.
It was a little one, and it was hard, but it was very little.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah.
That is
Which made
tough.
me, gave me a giggle.
I kind of, honestly, I kind of respect the confidence.
Oh, absolutely.
That is God.
'Cause-
Did he
and I-
Just
he
what the Lord
preface
gave
that,
me.
or did he just send it cold? Was he like, "Hey, I'm gonna send you this unless you say no"?
No, but I would think that's hilarious. It would be like, warning, don't open the next picture.
Hey, FYI, I'm gonna send this. I hope you like it. Oh no, just an ice cold one. He's
Yeah.
like,
He sent
Happy birthday.
He sent a greeting card for it. There should be a greeting card section
Oh, there
for the
should
dick
be.
pics.
The breath holding that has to happen after you send that picture.
Did you
and you're just
respond?
like,
No, I didn't respond.
Oh, he's probably thinking about it still.
I know.
That's probably why he stopped
I just went right in
you.
for the suck. I didn't. No, why respond when I could just get right to it?
Yeah, no,
That's
I
true.
booked my flight. I'm on my way to Sweden. I've heard Swedish people are gorgeous, and this guy's really.
Well, I saw his
messing it up.
face too. He sent one picture of his face. I screenshotted it just to make sure I had it, and his head was shaved, so I did not know about the redness.
Oh,
That was a surprise.
the eyebrows.
Is he cute at all?
He was totally bald. Like, I don't know if he was shaved bald. He had like a military-ish look.
Yeah.
So maybe a little cute, maybe a little mysteriously sexy.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know? I don't know. Maybe I've got a kink that I'm discovering as you guys are talking to me about this right now. I'm like, maybe he was kind of.
He's gonna hear this and be like,
I know.
I was so close.
I
Fuck.
know.
Damn it.
I gotta
Yeah.
start hitting her up again.
Yeah.
That's wild. I've
He also should have worked the angles on that picture. You could make it look bigger, pal.
oh, I know.
You know?
It was haphazard,
Yeah,
which
you-
doesn't, I need a little effort.
You gotta put
Yeah.
you gotta
From
put
a
like a one of those Fire Stick remotes next to it.
Yeah. Or draw a smiley face on it.
Yeah,
Make it
like
look-
put an outfit, put like a little Santa coat.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah,
You know,
themed.
make it look nice.
Put a
Right.
leather jacket on it.
Yeah. Hey, we're hitting the road today.
It's like John Travolta from Grease with the leather jacket. That would turn me on. Just
Yeah,
having that.
why not?
Yeah.
That's what me and my buddy used to say about like taking a Viagra when you don't need it. It's just like putting a leather jacket on your dick. It's like just making the coolest possible.
Just making
dick
them
you
look
could have.
cool.
Yeah.
Ray, have you ever had a stalker?
I wouldn't say quite a stalker, but I did have. I had this this girl that I used to work with, and I was just like a lowly like customer service like over the phone person, and she was somebody that like would train us on certain things every once in a while, and sent me a like we had some mutual friends outside of work, but sent me like this random like long ass message about how her and her spouse are in an open thing, and she would really like to fool around sometimes, and like sent me this big long thing about like kind of like it was like a very formal proposition to have sex outside of her marriage and why it's legal, and then kept saying like multiple times like, and in no way will my husband be involved. He will not be there if that's a concern of yours. He won't be around if you, and I'm like, yeah, I fucking get it. I also just don't want to do it. And then like I didn't respond. And then like a day went by and it was like, hey, I'll take your lack of responses, blah, 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 blah. Thankfully that I don't have to see you because I'm not on that floor anymore. I don't have to come there to help you guys train on this new system. And then it's like 2 days after that, then it's like, oh, change of plans. I do have to come down and help train you guys on this. And I just never responded. And I do think that I don't like to, to let my misogyny show through all the time. But I feel like if I dropped that, I would get in trouble pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dudes, I've had guys pull that card with me where they say they're in an open thing and then it turns out they're really not.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I feel like if that happens, she should have the husband just say, hey, signing off, almost like a permission slip at school.
He's CC'd.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm here and I'm
Right.
good with it.
Well, no, I mean, I wasn't in the least bit attracted to this woman, but
Right. But even so, she should have done that with any guy that she's going to.
I mean, I'm even just saying
to.
that
Yeah.
we work together. Like if I would have propositioned another like a female coworker, I feel like it would have been like she would have immediately been like, "Hey,
We're going to HR.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
HR.
There's the double standard. for
Yeah,
sure.
there's definitely a double standard in that sense." And
I have a question. She wasn't attractive, right?
no,
How old was she?
I don't care.
Though, if you're
I'm just
working,
curious.
like training customer service people, I feel like you got to be like so disappointed in life that you're just going to kill it in bed.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna be great and wild. You should have taken her up on it.
No,
Yeah, I
shouldn't have.
absolutely would have done it. And as I'm
Yes, you
listening to
would.
Ray, this doesn't sound like a stalker moment. This just sounds like a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Sounds like a super fun time.
Yeah.
Not into it, dude.
Okay.
I was not into it. She was. She wasn't my type.
Yeah. I mean, if they're not your type, they're not your type. But
Not your type. Do it for the story. I would.
Yeah. Now, if her husband, on the other hand, was my type, if he was going to be involved a little bit,
Redhead.
I just assume any
Six-pack
man is your
redhead?
type.
What?
I assume any man is your type.
Yeah, that is true. I just want somebody to make me feel strong. Any man slightly weaker than me is my
Right.
type.
Right.
I'm very ancient Roman about it. I'm all about dominance on other men. Yeah.
Ray's got a
I can
picture.
see that with your dynamic.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Ray's got a picture.
That's why
of,
his hair's all messy. I was just tossing him around
Ray,
before you got
Ray
here.
was here early.
That's why it was hot in here and you had to turn the heat off.
We had to cool down, dude.
Ray's got a bunch of pictures of the David in his room. He really likes the male physique.
Yeah, the David's got a small one though.
He's a grower, not a shower.
Yeah, he is a
Probably.
grower, not a shower.
Well,
yeah.
they need to make a David statue where he has a full boner,
Right.
So we can actually get a good glimpse of what it looks like.
That's the thing, though, that at least I don't know if all women forget it or a lot of women, but I forget when it is flaccid, that's generally what it looks like.
Yeah.
So he's not small
Yeah.
by any means. He could, be very well endowed. I just don't know it because statues cannot grow.
They can't
boners.
move. Did you know that?
No.
They can't move.
I rubbed up on it and it did nothing. I was like,
Well, again, maybe you weren't his type.
That's
Maybe
true.
Maybe he was just into redheaded dudes.
I work
like
in customer service,
Yeah.
training them.
Where is it?
Yeah, where is
It's
the David?
in.
Is it
Rome.
in Italy?
I think it's in the Vatican.
They need to redo it
Or
with him
no.
with a boner because I'm sick of people making fun of him about it.
I definitely have heard someone do a bit about this, but it is a hilarious thing of like if you're the model for the David, where he does it and you're like, oh, you're just watching from like down. Oh man, I look great. My chin, my arms. Come on, man.
Right. You couldn't have done me.
Michelangelo
You did me
is just like,
dirty.
what the hell? Apparently, though, I heard that back then, small penises were all the rage.
All the rage.
If only I was born back then, you know? Come on. No.
But what's interesting is I kind of believe you, but I feel like bigger, longer boobs would be all the rage at the same time.
Yeah.
So like it's the opposite. So you would have been great back then. I would have been terrible.
No, I would have been real bad. I would have been real bad back then.
Yeah.
You know,
That's huge.
Terrible.
I would love to see the news back then when they're like, and then, guess what's back?
Headline. Small dicks, all the rage.
Well, so apparently
Bell bottoms and tiny wieners are back.
this is what I read. I read somewhere that they associated small intelligence was such a like the biggest thing that people were attracted to and people liked, and that was like, and they said that small penises equated to intelligence, where like big penises equated to like being dumb, and and that's why people liked. It's like back then when they liked really fat people. Because they were like, oh, you're well fed, you're a king. Like peasants are very skinny, and
Yeah.
Well, I am an oxymoron.
Well, they were kind of like sapiosexuals.
Yes,
They liked the brain.
that means you're attracted to intelligence, right?
The fact that someone doesn't know that is so hilarious. Like, he's obviously not a sapiosexual.
Well, what's that? One of them, like they thems? No, I'm all good, dude. I'm not a fucking I'm a heterosexual.
I know. I hate when I see in dating apps, like what kind, whatever they are. I don't know.
I'm a sapiosexual. It's like, all right, dude, I'm straight.
But
okay.
Do you know who Erica Rhodes is? She's a funny comic.
Yeah. I know.
She's got a cute joke where she's just like, I'm a sapiosexual. And what that means is I haven't had sex in a really long time. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know what you hear all of them like pansexual and all those
Yeah,
things. I
right.
don't
That's
really
another
know
one.
what they are.
Who would name it Pan?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, pick a better name.
Isn't
Pan.
that you're attracted to everything?
I don't know.
If it is, it would be perfect because I think of it like a stir fry.
Like you'd even.
Yeah, you
Right.
put it all
You
in a-
put it all in.
It's
the-
like
I
a
was-
wok.
yeah.
I
You
was
know, you
thinking
put it
like-
all in the pan.
I was thinking like I'd even stick my dick in a pan.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how-
Okay.
That's how much I'd
Cars.
fuck anything.
Do you ever see the guy who's is in love with his car?
Ugh. Yes.
You've seen that?
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
seen that, Ray?
No.
Oh,
Wait, are you
God.
talking about the guy who like had sex with like his muffler?
Yeah, he.
Are you literally talking about that guy?
I think so.
Okay.
It was
I
like
wasn't
a
sure
red
if you just
car.
meant guys in general in love with their cars.
Oh no, the guy
Okay.
who's like sexually
Yes, I saw
attracted to
that.
his car.
Yeah.
He this is on TLC, obviously the
Of
Learning
course.
Channel. They really started to dive into.
I feel like the name is short for the Learning What Not to Do channel.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
really what it should be called.
It used to
It's
be
horrible.
documentaries. Now it's 1,000-Pound Sisters and people who are in love with weird things. And there was one, he's like in his driveway, like under his car, kissing his car.
So stupid.
And then like his father comes out, who's like a Vietnam vet, and he's like, "What are you, Gary? Come on, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Get out from under there."
Just pull out your Vietnam trauma and shoot him in the head. I mean, like, come on,
like,
put it
what-
to use somehow.
What did I do as a
what was-
father?
Was Strange Addictions TLC?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
That
it was on.
a good show.
Like they would like I'd see people chewing like I don't know cotton balls or something. Like
There was a dude
but
that would
worse
eat
than that.
glass.
Yeah, like stuff like
A
that.
fucking glass eating guy. Not a chance.
It's like
It's
are they?
weird.
Is it real? Or are they putting it on?
No, it's real. I just saw a TikTok.
I can't stand this
I saw a
world.
TikTok like 2 weeks ago where they're doing a prank. They get a guy who eats glass, and he goes to a bar and he sits down, and he's like having a drink next to this guy, and the guy finishes his beer, and he's like, "Hey, can I?" He goes, "Can I have that?" And he goes, "Sure." And he takes the bottle and just starts eating the glass bottle.
Oh, stop.
And the guy's like, "What the hell is happening?"
I hope his ass hurts so bad.
Dude, this is this is reminding me. My sister used to tell me this story about a friend of hers. Said that she was on a date with this dude. Like they'd been dating a while, and it was like an at-home date. Like he came over to the apartment. They're watching a movie together, and he gets up to go to the bathroom, and they're drinking beers, bottled beers, and he goes, "All right, well, hey, when I get back here, you better be sitting out here with that one of those beer bottles in your ass." And he was saying it as she took it as a joke. She was like, "Oh, ha ha ha."
Yeah.
Comes back, they keep drinking their beers, and they're watching the movie. Then she gets up to go to the bathroom at some point and says the same bit, thinks it's a bit, and she goes, "Hey,
yes.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. When I come out here, you better have that beer bottle up your ass." She comes out from taking a leak. Dude is butt naked on the couch,
my
beer
God.
bottle in his ass, just vigorously jacking off.
No. No.
Was it Bud Light?
Yeah, definitely Bud Light. Definitely.
Oh, this was pre. This was pre. This is probably like 15 years ago. She told
This is
me this
pre
story.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh,
Yeah. This is
That's wild.
that was Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah, that's how it
actually-
started.
yeah, that's-
That is crazy.
I know. I'd be worried it'd break up.
That's some confidence.
Yeah,
And what do you do? What did you know what she did? Like, how do you react?
that's the part I always forget.
I would just
She didn't want to tell you what happened next. She goes, "I mean, I'm already here.
I think
I'm already here. I guess."
I think she just kind of laughed it off, but was like really uncomfortable. And I think it was one of the last times they hung out.
he must have been a little uncomfortable too physically. I mean, like that. I
Yeah.
can't imagine.
Nah, you know what?
No,
though?
guys like that shit.
That
Like,
wasn't his first rodeo.
No, it wasn't. He was very
Vigorously.
comfortable.
Oh, have you ever had a weird date like that? Like some like kind of where a guy. I feel like guys. I
Wanna
hear
get
from
weird.
women a lot of stories about guys being weirdos once they
Yeah.
like get to a certain like, oh, we've gone on 3 dates. Now I can reveal how weird I am.
Yeah,
You've
I've had it
those?
once.
Really?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
happened?
I didn't go along with it. It was more like talked about, and I was like
Okay.
not into it. But had I mean, I don't know how weird it is because I'm so like innocent sexually. Like I
Sure.
love just kind of like basic sex. I
Okay.
think it's like hot. I don't know. I might be really boring, but I just find that more attractive. The weird stuff is not sexy to me. I feel like there's a scene in Seinfeld where Jerry and George have the opportunity to have the threesome.
Okay.
Oh,
Remember
the
this?
Switch episode.
Yeah, and he's into it or she's into it.
Yes.
And Jerry's like, I can't be a threesome guy. That means I have to get like a weirdo lighting and a weirdo mustache
Yeah.
and like a shag carpet or whatever, like all that shit. Like that to me is when people get weird. I feel like I have to have a round bed. You know what I like one of those just
Mirrors
things
on the
have to
ceiling,
be weird.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just I'm a little too neurotic for it. But it had to do with urinating all over me
Okay.
into the area, and then me doing something to the ass stuff like I'm like,
Wow.
not my thing.
You can tell
Wow.
it's not your thing by how you're explaining
I
it.
know, 'cause I'm
And
like,
me do something to the ass.
Yes.
Me
Uh,
doing something and him doing something, and I hate it. Let's talk about something else.
I am so awkward, and it's funny because I host a podcast on dating, and we
Yeah.
talk about sex sometimes. And I've been doing the podcast for 12 years. It's been but throughout the years, I mean, I've gotten a little better, but I squirm and so it's kind of the thing to make me uncomfortable to talk about like different sexual things.
Yeah.
How
Like-
how soon did he bring up wanting to pee on you?
We knew each other pretty well. So we had dated on and off, like we were seeing each other.
Okay,
And then
okay.
we kind of became friends with benefits.
Yeah.
And that's when it came out.
And that
okay.
wasn't in his benefit plan.
No, I was like, that does not come with your insurance, sir.
That's
You
not
gotta
part of
be
it.
the,
It's
you
not
gotta be
part
the
of it.
CEO
Yeah.
of the
That's-
company to get that.
There's a large
benefit
deductible.
plan.
That is
Yeah.
out of your network,
Yeah,
pal.
yeah.
No, that's I don't know why I asked you like Dr. Phil when I was like, and how long did you know him?
Yeah.
Before he wanted to pee on you. I don't get like, I think you have to, okay, if you want to pee on somebody, this is my theory on it. If you want to pee on, Dylan,
Yes.
have you ever peed on anybody?
No.
Have you ever had the urge?
No.
Yes, you fuck.
He's only peed on himself. when
Yeah.
he's drunk.
I think that's what you got to do. You
You
got to
need both.
start.
Sorry.
You
You
just
gotta
got to get wasted and pretend to pee the bed and be like, oh, are you into this?
That's the gateway pee drug.
Yeah.
I think, though, first you got to ask to be peed on.
Well, my ex-boyfriend.
I would say that too. It's bold to say, hey,
Can I
let me
piss
do
on
this
you?
to you.
Yeah.
It's too, like, even women that like a dominant guy, that's too forward. You got to say, hey, would you mind fucking if I laid in the bathtub and you just fucking squatted over me and peed on me a little bit? And then
I love how you
after
went to the
that-
bathtub, you too. You were like, we got to make sure this is all contained, clean.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do the cleanup.
Hey.
Or if you have a tarp.
Well, the cleanup's rough. Well, so my ex-boyfriend, I had moved in with him, and we moved in really quickly. So I didn't know him that well. It was about probably 2 weeks into living together. It was the middle of the night. All of a sudden, I woke up because I heard the sound of a faucet really close, and I opened my eyes, and he was standing above the bed, peeing on the bed, and and I got splashed on, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're peeing on the bed!" Like, you're peeing on the bed. So I was trying to get him to stop, but he was like sleepwalking.
Oh,
And
man.
so he just stopped and turned and went to the bathroom, came in, changed his underwear because it got like on his underwear, and then got back in bed.
Oh,
And I was like, but he didn't lay in it. He was like, got close to me. So it was away. He was away from the pee spot. And I was like, I don't know if he knows or if he's asleep. I don't
Yeah.
want to wake. I don't know. I just don't know what to do. So I waited until the morning, and he woke up. And it was funny because I was laying there waiting for him to wake up, and he kind of moved and felt something wet. And all of a sudden he was like, he kind of was like, what the fuck? Why is the bed? And I went, you peed on the bed last night.
Was he drunk?
No, we had zero
No.
drinks. It was just a sleepwalking thing.
Okay.
wow.
And he's done it once before. And so
Whoa.
I said, I thought you were aware because you went and changed your underwear and got in bed and didn't lay in it. Like I thought, and he had no recollection
Wow.
whatsoever. But at first I was like, is he just kinky? Like, do I not know him very well?
Crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe he was, and then saw your
No, he
reaction.
wasn't. He was not.
Okay.
He's the best
Good.
sex I've ever had, but
Nice.
the
Oh, that's
most
nice.
basic. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I
So it's a devastating breakup
I do that
for
when
that
I-
reason.
That's why it ended?
I'll never have sex like that again.
Oh, no. I mean, like, I
Oh
thought
no,
you
that's not why it
because
ended.
of
No,
the pee.
no.
You were like, the
The
next
sex
morning.
was way too good.
Yeah,
I got my-
he could have shit in the bed.
He could have.
We're not breaking up.
Every night.
A sleep shit is tough. That would be tough. Just for him to
I've never heard
squat
of-
and drop a deuce.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Ray's like, isn't that the worst when you do that?
Like, I don't think that
I
happens.
don't think so, dude.
Unless you're
That's what happens
3.
if I eat too late. No.
Yeah.
I think I've told this story before, but I do it when I'm drinking. And
Yeah,
and
I've heard the guys do that.
And this is how I know that that my girlfriend is the one, because we got hammered drunk. I wake up in the middle of the night, and she says that I just pulled her drawer out and started pissing in the drawer. And she stops me and says, I stop. And she's like, you gotta go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. So she starts pushing me towards the door, and I bang a left towards the kitchen instead of the bathroom. She hurries up and grabs me and gets me into the bathroom, and I go, and then I come back to sleep. And the next morning, instead of being mean and judging me, which people have done in the past, and
It's happened before.
she goes, honestly, I was just impressed how you were able to stop on a dime.
Yeah, and people can't do that.
Yeah, so it shows I have a strong sphincter muscle.
Oh, yeah. You doing your Kegels.
Sphincter says what?
Yeah.
One more pee story.
We talk about piss all the time.
Okay,
so
good.
keep it
We've all
rolling,
told our pee stories. I've had
Yeah.
some bad ones.
I have so many PP stories.
Well, that's funny because on my other podcast that I'm restarting, we always talk about, well, almost every episode, we assess what we think people's pee streams are like. Like, are they powerful? Like, based on how they look. Like, do they have a weak pee stream or
Oh
a
my
strong pee
God.
stream? I don't know how we got into it, but it's a thing. But the drunk peeing, this
Yeah.
guy from my hometown is one of my cousin's good friends. He was really drunk one night, and they were all sleeping in his parents' living room. They were like 18, 19,
Yeah.
20. And he got up. I would love to say, I think he would actually be flattered if I said his name, but I won't just in case. But he got up because he loves the shit. But totally drunk, got up, goes to the recliner because it kind of looks like a toilet in a sense. Yeah. Starts peeing on the recliner and then takes the bar to recline and he's trying to flush it with the bar. Yeah.
That
made sense.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
That is, I've definitely done that. I've done that. Thankfully, not in a while, like a year ago.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago.
That's
I did
not that long ago.
I know. That was, I got wasted. I've told this story on the podcast before, right?
I don't know.
I don't listen to your podcast.
I know.
No, I'm kidding.
But it was my niece's christening, her
Geez.
baptism, and we all got so drunk. After, we went back to my brother and sister.
Typical
house.
Catholic? Are you?
Got,
is it Catholic?
Yeah.
Typical Catholic.
Polish Catholic. We got wasted. We're drinking whiskey the whole night, and I ended up falling asleep on my brother's couch, sitting up, fully dressed. And at some point, I woke up going to the bathroom, and I thought that I was in the bathroom, and I'm flushing the toilet, and I was peeing on the rocking chair.
Yeah.
In and then I was trying to flush the handle. I lifted up. There was a pillow on the rock, and I
I was gonna
lifted
say, was it
up.
wooden? Because if it was wooden, you're
It was
kinda
wood.
good.
It was wood. Thankfully.
But there was a cushion.
And then I lifted the pillow up as if it was the top seat. And and it was horrible. And then I stopped drinking for 2 months. I was
amazing.
I got to take a break.
Yeah.
Well, at least your niece is a little baby.
True.
Because I got so drunk 2 years ago when I was on a family vacation, and I was the single uncle there, and got all these families. I got so shit faced that I got drunk. And
Uncle Ray's so fun until after 11.
More like Uncle Spray.
Well,
Wait, were you
yes,
gonna pee? I don't know.
I
It's
did.
A pee story. Okay.
I peed the bed there, and
So lame.
and I'm up in the morning, and they caught me sneaking to the laundry room to wash the sheets that I had soiled, and my niece just on Christmas brings up, remember when Uncle Ray peed the bed and on vacation and Grandma had to wash his sheets? And I was like, that's fucking bullshit. I washed my own sheets. And then she was like, okay, yeah, I guess. But you still peed the bed. And I was like, ugh.
That's
So
amazing.
she knows.
How old is she?
She's 13.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
What are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
she's good. She's funny.
She's I stopped peeing the bed at 9, Uncle Ray.
But you know what she's into right now, and I'm sorry for listeners because they're like, we don't want to hear about girls' periods. But when you're at sleepovers and you're not
Yikes.
wearing tampons yet and stuff, or you bleed through a you're sleeping on strangers' I was gonna say suitcases. They're making you sleep on their suitcases, on their sheets, and you're if your pad shifts wrong or something, you get blood on some other people's sheets. It's a freaking nightmare. So that happened to me several times. I would
man.
wear the biggest pad diaper I could find, and every time I seemed to have a sleepover, I would have a fucking period. And so in the middle of the night, I mean, I am a pro, and I think women I doubt how many.
All our
women are
female
listening.
listeners
Yeah.
are, we got a lot.
But women know how to freaking remove blood stains. We are just pros at removing blood stains. So since I was 12, 13, I'd been removing blood stains.
Damn.
Yeah.
That makes me
So
wonder.
if I ever murder anybody, I'm going to be a pro at it.
I was going to say.
Any woman would be.
That makes me wonder. There is not that many caught female serial killers. I wonder if they're just
It's our blood washing skills.
and they're better at cleaning it all up,
Yeah.
cleaning the crime scene.
Yeah. Because you choose underwear. Sorry, this is gross now. But
it's fine.
It's fine.
you have, really, is it okay?
I
No, it
mean,
doesn't
hey,
bother me.
listen.
Hey,
we'll be able to tell when people start turning the episode off. But
Hey, dude, I've had my mom. I got sister, dude. I got cousins, man. I know that you guys have to be disgusting once a month.
Yeah, you guys don't know about the inner workings of it.
Well, you know what I found? This is fucking embarrassing. Is my girlfriend? We're in the car the one day, and we were talking about periods and shit, and
Nice.
And she's like, guys just don't know shit. Guys don't know anything about what we go through. Even adults, some dudes don't know that when we have our period that they don't know that we need more than one tampon.
Yes, I watched a thing
And
online
I
recently
didn't
about
know.
that. Yeah, someone went up.
Oh, I'm curious. I have a guess, but I don't know.
How many do you think?
I would say in a total.
Okay, wait, but we have to establish first there are different levels of the tampon of its ability to soak up. So there's light,
Okay.
regular, super, like ultra super and like
massacre.
ultra super. Yeah.
There's
like Ted
are
Bundy.
you alive?
Ted Bundy tampons.
Oh God. I would guess how many come in a pack?
Probably usually like 24.
24
and
in
you
a
can
pack.
mix. Sometimes the packs you get are mixed, so you get regulars, supers, and super
Get
pluses.
like an assorted-
Yeah, super
And
plus.
what is a
pack.
period? Like 5 days? 7
Probably
days?
about I think when you're younger, it's like a full 7. I think as you get older, it turns down to like a 5 or a 4.
Okay. I would guess
But within a day, not a week.
3 a day for 15.
That's not too far.
breakfast,
It's
lunch,
not
and
too
dinner.
far- It's not too far off.
I think it's about 18, maybe.
I've never actually counted like per the whole cycle.
Wow.
But
We
per
just
da-
threw our guesses
but
and you
per
don't
day-
even know.
I know.
Well, here's
per
the
day.
thing: is they're expensive too, dude.
Yeah, they
Are
are.
they?
Yeah.
They are. But you can get like, they always scare you about TSS syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Which is toxic shock syndrome. So they say don't wear it longer than 8 hours. My gynecologist, she's like, don't wear it more than like 3 hours. And but I think she's a little like, she's in cahoots to sell a lot of tampons.
I'm surprised
She's
they're
making
not-
bank.
Hey.
I assume this is how stupid I am. Is that I for 33 years on this earth assumed that you just fucking beginning of the period corked it and then popped it out
Yeah,
at the
see,
end.
that's what a lot of guys thought. I saw a video online, and that's basically what a lot of guys were saying.
I did not think that.
You,
dude.
you just clogged up the dam and then
Yeah.
you know.
Oh my God.
No, but you can feel when it starts like
Oh God.
when it's full and it's like shit, it's not soaking it up anymore, you know, and you're like
It's like when you get a bloody nose and like you're like, oh, I need another.
yeah,
You know.
Anyway,
so
sorry to ruin the podcast.
as a man, I can definitely relate. I've had a bloody nose or two in my life. I get it. You know.
I think that this is good conversation to be having because if we do have mostly male listeners, maybe that they're finally fucking learning something.
They're learning.
bringing awareness.
Yeah, bringing
5 stars,
awareness.
baby. 5-star pod.
Sorry, it's gross.
So when you do your dating pod, do people call in?
We
Or
used
do you
to,
have
we used
guests?
to have guys write in.
Oh, I'm so interested in like the things that guys say where you're like, hey, this is a good question, or ones where you're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Because I think that most men would probably side with that, like, what the hell are you talking about? That's like a common thought, you know? Like, do you have any of those where you were like, what the hell is this question?
Not really, honestly. I mean, we haven't taken questions in a long time because we got a little lazy. We've been doing it for 12 years. So eventually we're like, with the questions. Generally, all the questions are roughly the same. It's because, again, it's not specifically sex related. So
Yeah, but
it's
dating. Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with approaching women.
Oh, yeah.
Guys are so afraid to approach women. Then if we get more specific, it's approaching groups of women and then how to narrow down to the one woman. And actually, you did a good job that you told me the story about the girl that
Oh, yeah,
they were in a group.
yeah.
And but you didn't really do it intentionally. Talk to the girl that you
you
liked.
just-
It just kind of
sure.
happened,
Yeah, you
according to him.
Nah,
Yeah, you
no,
go
this,
in.
This guy's cerebral. Everything he has a fucking plan mapped out for everything.
You go in and you say something because we have friends who are, used to coach. I mean, you know them, where they would like coach guys how to like approach women, and these guys pay so much money.
Oh my God,
right?
yeah,
They
I
pay
mean-
like $100 an hour to go out to a bar with our friends and like learn how to approach groups of women. And some of them are pretty good at it.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, people pay a premium price because a lot of the guys that have a hard time dating. Well, I mean, a lot of no matter what, if you're broke or if you have money, but a lot of the guys that reach out are people who are in engineering or work in like like
they
at,
have a lot of money.
at
They have it a
Google.
lot together.
Yeah,
Their lives are going good.
But they're
Indeed,
but they're
dweebs.
missing this one thing.
They're super dweebs,
Yeah.
so they have the money to spend, and so they're willing to spend it. So for me, just today, I mean, I could be making a lot more money than I am, but like today, a guy paid me $1,000 to start coaching him. But we have set up. It's like it's a little bit more
Wait,
involved.
really?
That's awesome.
Yeah. But that's not like every single day. I could get it to very close to every single day.
Coaching
if I
them
really
to
turn it-
what?
To be able to date and get women. And it honestly works. At first, the reason I got into it, at first I thought it was total bullshit. I met this girl, her name's Marnie, and her company's called the Wing Girl Method. And she
Okay.
started it probably 20 years ago now. So she was like the Wing Girl. She was the first woman pickup artist. But
Hilarious.
but
That's
she's
awesome.
technically not really a pickup artist anymore, but I met her because I was doing some videos for this website called AskMen.com, which is like an Esquire, like a lifestyle magazine type of thing. And I was doing funny videos for them, like what to get your girlfriend for Valentine's Day. And I'd say we would make like some absurd options and then some whatever real options. So they said, will you do a video with Marnie and some other girls called Ask Women, where the guys write in and ask questions to women, because it's called Ask Men, but you know, it was women giving advice this time. So I met her, did the thing, and I thought this would be a really good idea for a podcast. And podcasting was just starting. Yeah. And I wanted to find a niche. I didn't want to just be generic and like do some bullshit podcast like this. I'm just kidding. I wanted to actually get listeners.
Sure. Yeah.
No, but I really knew like, okay, there's got to be an angle, because everyone that was starting a podcast was like, we're comics and we're talking. That's my favorite kind. But I knew if I wanted to try to make some money. So, her and I paired up, but I thought what she did was total bullshit. I was like, okay, you're a bullshit artist, but like, I'll be the comedic sidekick and you'll give the advice. And as the show went on, I started realizing how much money she was making. I couldn't, it like started blowing my mind. And then I started to actually feel like I had skills to offer, because my boyfriend and I broke up, and I had a boyfriend for like 5 years or 6 years of us doing the podcast. So I was not interested in dating, but once I started dating, I was like, oh.
You have a lot of that information now.
Yeah. So what I found was on apps, because it was the first time I was ever on apps, I was excited to get on them. I was like, oh, I have access to all these guys. And I lived in LA. So I was like, oh, there's going to be so many. And every single guy was so boring. And it was like, hi, how's your weekend?
Yeah,
or, what do you do for fun? Or like, so tell me. I'm like, are we in a fucking soap opera?
Yeah, yeah.
So I started talking about how to banter. Like, it's just how to be playful and flirty. It's not that fucking hard. And so I started kind of breaking it down and on the show. And so my co-host said, why don't you write a how-to banter guide?
That's good.
I'll sell it on my website. She has a huge following. Yeah. And then I started getting requests for one-on-one coaching. And so it just grew from there, because I started getting all these requests, and then started talking on the podcast about how I was doing one-on-one coaching. And so now I do all different types of dating coaching, but it started with banter coaching. So I teach mainly guys how to like banter and flirt.
So does that begin with a goal? Like when you're talking about like, what's your goal?
Yeah, well, generally, like, what's your goal? Are you looking for a long-term relationship? Are you looking for more hookup? Are you looking to get better just with people in general? Better people skills, better, you know, talking to your boss, stuff like that.
Oh, so you even do something like that?
Yeah, I just...
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And I don't do that super often. I've actually worked with a couple ad agencies. I give basically presentations on how to be more fun with your clients.
That's great.
But
because everything does fall back into like being like a likable person, whether it's with people of the same sex or the opposite sex, if you're interested in them or not. Like, so much of it is like flirting, quote unquote.
It is.
It's just like, you know.
Well, that's what I'll say. Like I have friends that are like so flirty that they're like flirty with me. But like not in like a gay way, but they're just like, you know, they're
it's
like
ball busty.
Yeah, like it's just
little
all
teasy.
Like, yes.
Yeah.
That's being flirty.
And then we'll like make out and shit. And
and it works.
And they have a beer bottle in their ass.
So what
vigorously jerking off. Yeah.
I like how that story is just a lie. It's really about me. I just changed the names. So what do you do like if a guy is just like, hey, I just want like hookups? You'll help that guy still.
I generally say I'm not really in the business of hookups.
Yeah.
But if you want to take the skills that I can offer and put them toward hooking up, that's your call. But I'm not going to teach you how to go out and just get like 20 chicks in a month.
So that's like an ethical thing.
Yeah, that's just not my
that's
style.
Cool, though. Yeah.
So I want to give them an actual skill to be good at communication and funny and clever. And if that leads to you hooking up, then so be it. But that's, you know, some guys are just like, I just like want to go out on the weekend. I want to go home with, you know, a new girl every weekend or whatever.
You've heard people say that?
Yeah. And I have I'm like, okay, so you're kind of douchey, and I'm just like, we are not going to mesh.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So.
Is that why you wouldn't accept Dylan's money?
I am waiting for you to cash that check.
Dylan, actually, I asked for screenshots of a chat Dylan had with a lady friend.
Yeah,
because he did so well at changing the tide, because she was giving him some pushback and sass, and he played it so smoothly, and they had plans within 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I was like, Send me the screenshots because that's what guys are looking.
I'll send them to you.
Okay.
I still haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, because the guys want to see that
Yeah.
because you were failing, and then
I mean, was I?
you were
Maybe
like
a little bit.
I mean, failing in the sense that she was not giving you the go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was not giving you a green light, and you figured out how to turn the yellow light into a green light.
There we go.
So
One of my
I was
funniest.
impressed.
I know. I remember we were
I was
talking
like,
at the
shit,
bar.
he's got game and zins. This guy,
And
he's
said,
got everything.
Hey, you want one?
Nah.
Dude, it's so funny. Kristen does not do zins at all. At all. And we were at the bar a couple weeks ago watching the Bills game, and she was like, what are those? Oh, 6 milligrams? I'll try one. Dude, 5 minutes later, she was like, I think I'm high.
I felt like I was on acid. I had like a couple drinks. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't do that shit.
Things are so beautiful.
And now every time we go, she's like, you got zins?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah. But they give me anxiety. As soon as I come off of them, my heart starts pounding. So I don't like, that's why I don't want to do it.
That's what happened to me yesterday when I was hungover New Year's Day.
Yeah, bad.
I was out until, 4 a.m. We were at this bar that smelled like puke. It was terrible. Come home, go to bed. It was so late. I got home so late, I was going to order something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was open. You know that's late when it's like
You're in New York and nothing's open.
CVS was the only thing that was open. I was like an hour away. I'm like, I'm not going to wait an hour, go to bed at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to bed. But because of that, super hungover. I had a Zin at like 2 o'clock, and I was like, that was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
They're
sounds
bad
horrible.
for you.
Oh, so no, dude, it's like caffeine.
Oh, okay.
Is nicotine? It's nicotine. Is
Yeah.
nicotine bad for you, or is
Yeah,
it
I
the
think
tobacco
so.
that's bad
I
for
think
you?
it's all bad for you.
The tobacco,
This is
putting it in
fucking-
your
Diet
lungs.
Dr. Pepper's
Everything's
fucking
bad for
for
you.
you. It got phosphoric acid in it. That'll kill you.
Okay. Was that lemon water?
What's that?
I'm actually promoting for my friend's business right now.
It's piss.
It's-
Bring my piss with me.
This is such an obnoxious looking water bottle, so I'm like hiding it so people aren't like, look at that bitch with that water bottle.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
But it's lithium infused water, and lithium is, I mean, it sounds insane, but
It's in batteries.
It's found naturally in water.
That's such a Pittsburgh thing. He goes, "You talking about the batteries?"
Yeah.
It's in fucking batteries.
But it
I ain't
isn't-
eating that shit.
It isn't batteries, but I've had it probably 5 or 6 times. It's supposed to increase your mood and stuff.
Oh.
And I genuinely think it works, because if I wasn't drinking this and I was here right now, I'd want to punch you both in the face. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But I do
I was
think.
gonna say, Dylan, can you finish that? Because you're bumming me out. You're no.
But
You're
I
in a good
mean,
mood today.
I'm good. I'm always
Just
in a good
messing with
mood,
you.
dude.
Yeah.
I pretend for an hour, and then I go back to just sitting on my couch.
Being sad.
same.
You know?
I go back to sitting on your couch too.
I was just you were talking about like him having a smooth text message exchange.
Smooth, baby.
I was just remembering about 5 years ago, like to the day, it was on New Year's Eve, and there was this girl like a couple months before I met her at a bar, drinking, and then went on like one date with her, and then another time like we're still like texting and stuff and talking, and I was so drunk I invited her to pick me. She was gonna pick me up at my buddy's house and take me back to her house. And by the time she got to my buddy's, because it was like 20 minutes from her, I had fallen asleep and just didn't pick up the phone. And she was like I just had like a stream of like shitty, like, fuck you, you're an asshole, blah, 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 blah.
Oh.
So it's New Year's Eve. Like we stopped talking. And I almost like she agreed to go on another date with me even after that. But then I was an asshole, okay? And
We're not even saying anything.
Yeah, he's like, all right, guys, I'm an asshole. Stop accusing me.
He's self-regulating.
Well,
right
no,
now.
I just need to give it the preface because I know I know that I was wrong in this situation.
Yeah.
But it's New Year's Eve and we're about to go. I'm at the casino. And we're gonna go to that bar that I met her at. I knew she frequented it, so I send a text. One, to be like, hey, giving her a warning that I might be showing up there if she's there all the time. And two, like, hey, what's up? And so I send the text and I'm like, hey, I'm about to go to Stinky's. Is any
That's the name of the bar?
It is.
Oh my God.
And it was like, is any chance that like, you're there for, tonight, New Year's? And then she says, who is this?
Oh.
So then I said, probably somebody you don't really want to hear from, right? And then she goes, oh, okay, I know who this is. And then I think I said something along the lines of, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to meet there for a drink? I know you live by there. And then she responds, no, no thank you, but maybe you can make your New Year's resolution to be nicer to women in the future.
Wow.
And to which I responded, fuck you.
You, bitch. fuck you, bitch. Yeah.
I just said, fuck you.
Oh,
And
that's so rude,
Yeah.
Ray.
He is a sick puppy.
one of my favorite
That's
text interactions
crazy,
ever.
dude. You never heard from her after
Yeah,
that.
don't fucking tell me what to do.
Oh. I was waiting for you to turn that around, dude. You said smooth text messaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, remind it. That's
That
what I'm
was the
saying.
opposite of smooth text messaging.
Yeah, it wasn't. Fuck
It was smooth in a different way.
Yeah, it
You
was
could have
something
said, you
in
know
an
what you should have
assholey
said?
way.
No,
When
I
she
should have said
goes-
shit because I didn't like her.
No, you should have said "fuck you, bitch" because
Yeah.
she said "be nice to women."
Yeah.
You know, that would have really sent it home.
Mm-hmm. I would have said, if she said, your New Year's resolution should be nicer to women, I would have said, well, actually, it's funny you mention that because I'm starting that tonight. We should
Yes,
meet
see,
up.
that's why Dylan's good at it.
Thank you.
He's really
Thank
good
you.
at it.
I
But you didn't- yeah,
I didn't need the pussy that bad.
Yeah,
Okay, dude.
yeah. And I don't think you have. I mean, I'm not saying you have an ego, but I don't think you have an ego.
No.
Like you don't seem bothered. Like when she was kind of rejecting you ish, you were not bothered. You were smiley, but I couldn't tell if it was because you were buzzed.
Or
Or
I
if
mean,
that's
I
just
was
your personality.
I was very drunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wasn't. Yeah.
You don't have an ego?
No, dude, no ego for me.
If you weren't buzzed, how would you have handled that?
Same way, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, same way.
Okay.
That's my that fuck you felt so good, dude.
Oh, I
Did
know.
she respond?
I know. The
Just
good fuck
thinking
you.
about it, it felt good.
Did she respond after that or no?
I don't even. I think I blocked the number.
Fuck you.
I
Block.
blocked the number.
That is so rude, Ray. Oh my God.
It is what it is. You know, what I was just thinking about though. We were talking about pissing from drinking.
Sure.
Are you a cry drinker? Do you cry when you drink?
No, not really. I did for a little while. When I was, probably about 6 years ago, I was like in love with this, kind of in love, not in love. I had a huge crush on this guy.
Now you're self-regulating.
yeah. I had a big crush on this guy. I was very depressed at the time, and I was out with someone as a friend who had a girlfriend, and he was just my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so sad that like he had a girlfriend. So in that scenario, I was crying over pizza and drink. You know, he's like, "Let's get you some water," but generally no. But I was just like, "Why are you lucky in a relationship?" But generally no. I don't know why. I think I just get tired. I'm not very fun.
That's your drunk thing.
Yeah.
What happens when you get drunk?
I like to go to bed. I don't know.
When I was younger, I would get like a good buzz. I'd be fun. But now that I'm getting older, I just get tired. I don't even feel like I get drunk. I just get a headache and I get tired.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm an emotional drunk.
Are you?
I can be, yeah, depending on what I drink, how much I drink.
I'm an energetic drunk. I feel the opposite. When I
Yeah.
drink, I get more energy. That's like it wakes me up. Like if I'm doing like a sober month and I'm going out, I'm always like, all right, it's 11. I'm going home.
Yeah. Well, I
But-
heard tequila is like the only non-depressant
Yeah.
alcohol, and so I need to drink more tequila.
That's what I've been
Yeah.
doing.
Oh.
Yes, I've been
Okay.
off the whiskey. The whiskey makes me sad.
Yeah.
I'm a
Whiskey tears.
Whiskey
That
makes
should be
me
a song.
Whiskey makes me drunk.
country song.
That's it. No
I got
emotion,
whiskey
just
tears.
drunk.
I'm sad when I'm boozing.
That's good.
Keep
But
going.
I've just been thinking my life's been nothing but losing.
Oh.
And I just picked up my phone and called you Susan.
Oh, dude,
That's good.
We
Wait,
gotta
And it's gonna
record
be
that.
your tiny little pussy I'm bruising.
I was waiting for the word bruising because
Yep.
you said like
Yeah.
losing and
Thank you.
Susan.
Whiskey
but
Tears,
you
baby.
can catch Whiskey Tears by Raymond Tallahassee.
Dude,
Coming
we should
in
put that out.
March.
That's gonna be our first Patreon. Is access to Whiskey Tears. By
We should.
Raymond Tallahassee. That's
That's
such a
great
good name.
Yeah, Raymond Tallahassee. My first country song that I wrote, it was "Breeder Babe."
I thought it was inbreeder, babe.
No, he's not that type of guy.
Can we hear it?
Do you want a
dude?
little taste?
Yeah, I want a taste.
I need a girl with thick hips and big milky tits. I need a breeder babe.
For real? Wait, is this
I
a
need
real
a pretty
thing?
big lady to birth my baby. I need a breeder babe.
Dude, I would listen to that.
That's good. Is
Yeah.
that something you actually sang before, or was this a first?
Yes, Raymond Tallahassee.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my country
Can
singer.
we
I'm
put that
impressed.
together? Can we put a demo tape together, Ray?
I mean, I made a video that should have went fucking viral about 3 years ago with Colin Chamberlain, and
It didn't.
and it was so good. It was about Raymond Tallahassee coming back. He sings a song, "Keep It Simple, Dude."
What's that one?
Hey, keep it simple, dude. I
You-
like trucks and chicks in the nude. My favorite colors are red, white, and blue. Hey. Not to be confused with Take It Easy, Man.
Oh, I always get that one.
Don't take it easy, man.
You got a whole album, dude.
Yes,
I didn't know this.
No.
You do well. You go up into like the nasal, like.
Well, yeah, I do have a theater background. I don't know if you
do?
knew this. Yeah.
I knew you were gay.
Yeah. I don't like to brag, but yeah, I am gay. I don't like to brag, but
It is a brag.
I am gay.
Yeah,
I
now
would love to be able to say I'm gay.
you're about to get booked a lot.
Oh my
dude.
god, I would be killing it as a comic.
That's so, dude. We got to put that album together. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I'll show you the video after.
That's really
I'll
good.
show you the
Fuck.
video that me and Colin made it. He was my guitar player. He played guitar.
Oh.
I sang. I mean,
And that's maybe why it didn't go viral. You need to like be by yourself, guitar.
Yeah, it's like a very.
sing.
well,
Just post it, put it on TikTok.
Well, he was Lil Daryl.
Oh,
Lil Daryl's Cajun. You can't
Ray-
really understand what he's saying.
Raymond Tallahassee and Lil Daryl.
Lil Daryl.
Dude, if you got the right audience for that,
Well, you're learning so much about me. I mean, that was a bit I used to always do when I was young, as I would do like the like goofy country songs and like sing that because like I didn't really have much respect for country music, which has turned around in recent years. But then a guy like what the fuck was the one guy got really popular off of doing the bit that like me and my friends used to do all the time. Wheeler Walker.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he started doing that and got like mega famous, and I was like, "Fuck, I missed the boat on that."
dude, you could still do it.
Yeah, I guess. I want to be original.
You are original. You were doing it first.
Thank you, baby.
This is just talking. This is now where it's an advice podcast where we're like, do fucking this, dude. Follow your dreams.
Yeah.
You can do stand up and country music. You could be the Weird Al of country music.
Now I'm all set. I'm being the Weird Al of anything.
Dude, he's very successful.
I don't like Weird Al.
What?
Yeah, I've never really had feelings toward Weird Al.
No.
Like I'm neutral with him. I'm like, okay, I get it. But I'm not like, oh, Weird Al. But I'm like, But when I was little, you know, I was like, oh, a Weird Al song, like the Gangsters in Paradise song, whatever.
When I was a child,
that was great.
Yeah, I was pissed
I
because I
enjoyed it.
like the original song. Not Amish Paradise.
Oh,
What were
so
some of his
good.
other songs?
Fat.
Yeah.
There was
What was that for? What song was Fat?
Bad. It was
Oh.
you know
Oh,
I'm fat. I'm fat.
You know it.
I'm really fat.
Yeah.
Which that's gonna be a song that's gonna look silly if I sing it in 2 months.
They're so
I'm losing
simple and
70 pounds.
stupid. Now that I'm grown up, and I think that's really simple, and
He was the first one to do it.
he
though.
was. It's like
Yeah.
the simplest thing is always the best.
He's the Wheeler Walker of country music.
I don't know Wheeler Walker,
Of
but
pop music.
Pop music, sure.
Yeah. We were talking about drinking. I'm quitting drinking for January. Dry January.
yeah, you mentioned that. It's
Thank
kind of sad. I always feel like you lose someone to drinking.
Yeah.
It is sad. It's like,
Yeah.
Not that I even see, I don't even see you, but it's like, oh, well, maybe if I was going to, that's a bummer because you would have
Yeah.
probably had a better
What
personality.
you saw my reaction
Yeah.
right when I was setting up, and Ray goes, "I'm not drinking January," and I was like,
Well,
"Damn."
Yeah.
it limits activities.
It
for me.
does.
And I love to drink
Oh, we know.
so much. I'm not.
Well, that's how Brandon introduced, before he walked into the apartment, it was basically like, this is my roommate, Ray, will be home. He loves drinking. That's all I
not to
remember.
be confused with an alcoholic. I love drinking. I'm not an alcoholic.
Right.
Just like our friend Joe Nunnick.
This is what
of the
denial
podcast.
soun's like.
Yeah.
He's addicted to beer. He's
Yeah,
not an
he's
alcoholic.
addicted
He's
to
a
beer. He's not
addict.
an alcoholic. He's a beer addict.
Drinking's so fun. Even my father, who wasn't allowed to drink because of how sick he was, and it was why he was in that predicament, still swore drinking's fun.
Yeah.
He
Sure.
said, I don't care. He's like, I have fun. I miss it.
My sister and I are opposite. Like, she's fun.
Yeah,
So I'm not.
You're not fun? I think you're fun.
I'm fun in conversation, but like for partying and stuff, my sister, she will go all night, but I I mean, she's gotten better, but she could do, I don't know, like 10 shots of like SoCo. Like SoCo was her thing. And eventually her name is Maureen, but she would eventually start slurring her words.
SoCo Mo.
Oh, that's great. That's a great name.
SoCo Mo. You never called her that?
Maybe they have, but we would call her Noreen because she would turn into like she was like Noreen, like she wasn't Maureen, she was Noreen. So you could see Noreen start to come out, but she could wake up 3 hours later and be ready to go for a 2-mile run.
Can't
Like,
do it anymore.
I don't know how people
I can't do that.
My sister's 6 years older than me, which puts her into her 40s.
Yeah.
Still can do it.
Wow.
She's a powerhouse.
Are you? You're not a huge drinker now. Were you a drinker in the past? Big drinker? No.
No. One of my stories of getting in trouble was going to be about my first time drinking.
Oh, we can tell it.
Yeah,
we got
what
like
happened?
5 minutes left. We got.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, we.
I like haven't told any
we
of my
didn't tell-
stories.
Yeah, we just.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we got carried away. We were just bullshitting, talking
Pee
about
and
No, it's
dating.
fun.
ginger penises and stuff.
There's still good stories
love
in
it.
there.
My favorite
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. No, my first time drinking, I'm from a really small town, so we do it trash style.
Nice.
What's it called? What's the town called? Shout out.
Ilion, New York. It's outside of Utica, New York.
Yep.
Ilion. If someone calls on the phone, or if you're on like a customer service and you say like Ilion, if they say your name, they're like Ilion.
Lion.
Yeah.
Ilion. It's Ilion. It's
I
the
thought it
worst.
was-
It's the worst town ever.
How far is it from Olean?
Probably like an hour and a half,
Okay.
maybe 2 hours.
They stopped getting creative with the names up there.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like
that's
Alien,
just- yeah,
Alien,
That's what I thought you said. at
Alien.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of woods around us. We have a place called Devil's Island. It might
Nice.
still be there. Shout
Hell
out
yeah.
to Devil's Island. So that's where everyone would go drinking. So you had to walk deep into the woods. There's a fire pit and everything. So I go there my first time,
How old were you?
13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. And my sister and brother older, so that they had been drinking, and I was kind of curious a little bit, but was never that interested. But I go and we're sitting around the fire, and everyone is having so much fun as they were drinking, and I was bored. I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to sit
Yeah.
in front of a fire when I'm supposed to look at the stars. I'm 13.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have some
stars.
sort of existential moment. I'm
Sure.
just sitting here. I'm like, eh. So I was like, give me that bottle of vodka or something. I'm so lame. But I just started chugging vodka. And it was horrific. I could not believe
Yeah,
the taste. I could not believe it.
It's making me gag just thinking
Yeah.
of drinking vodka right
Yeah.
now, chugging it.
But my goal was, I'm going to be drunk. I'm going to have fun like everybody else. But I didn't know how much you drank to get drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
13. I weigh less than 100 pounds. And so anyway, I had to be home by 11:30. And it was past 11:30, and so I was walking down the street like stumbling, and because everyone knows everybody, it's a small town. I saw like a friend of my brother's, and he was like, "Do you want to ride?" And I said yes or whatever. And he was like, "You're drunk," so I realized, oh wait, I'm drunk, and so I got a little bit in my head, but I had to go home.
Yeah.
And I did not know how to deal with my parents.
Oh,
Like I did not know what to do.
Dean.
But earlier in the night, before we went to the woods, we were in a bedroom of a friend of mine at the time, a guy. There's a bunch of us, and in his bedroom, he had Budweiser posters on his wall.
Hell
This
yeah.
is the kind of town I'm from, like Budweiser
Nice.
posters on the wall, probably some football posters, whatever.
Sure.
And so the brother's friend drops me off, and I forgot our garage door closer wasn't open or wasn't working. So I was standing there, and I'm like literally falling over and like can't
God.
really stand up. And I was trying to close the garage door, and I just kept hitting it with my hand, like banging on the wall. And so my mom heard banging on the wall because I was trying to get it to go down, forgetting it wasn't working. And so all of a sudden my mom opens the door, and I was surprised, like, because I'm drunk. Like, I'm drunk. I'm 13, and I'm like, I've literally
You've never been drunk before.
I've never been drunk, and
Yeah.
I'm completely wasted.
Oh, God.
Hell yeah.
And I have mud like up to my thighs from the Devil's Island hike into the woods. And
Yeah.
so she opened the door, and her eyes went big, and I just went, I have to pee. So I ran to the bathroom, and I locked myself in the bathroom for a
Oh, my
minute, trying to
God.
go like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I heard her like walk away, and I was like, okay, now I can sneak to my bedroom. And so I literally but I was wobbling, but I was trying to sneak like a mouse to my bedroom so my parents wouldn't notice me. And I mean, it's like the way the house is set up, there's no way you cannot see me. The hallway, they're sitting in the living room and the hallway like goes right there. And I'm like walking by like this, like,
Well, you think you are, but really you're like knocking picture frames off the wall and shit.
Yeah, I think I'm totally tired. I'm sure I like have banged a hole into the wall.
Oh my God.
So I get into my room and I lock the door and I'm trying to get my pants off real quick. That sounds perverse, but because I've got all the mud on them, I'm trying to hide that and put them in the hamper. And my mom knocked on the door. She was like, open the door. And my parents were not strict at all. I never got in trouble. My dad never yelled at me in my entire life. But I just was more so like, shit, I know I'm not supposed to be drinking, of course.
Yeah.
So my mom said to open the door and I was like, I'm emotional. I got into a fight with these girls and like I was just trying to do whatever I could. And I was still obviously slurring my words like I am now. And she was like, that's it. I'm getting your father. But my father's such a pussy. Yeah. Like, it was more like me going, all right, I'm going to like give up the fight right now. The jig is up. Yeah, the jig's up. All right, go get dad. So I was like, all right. So my dad comes and he's like, Chris, open the door. So I open the door and I'm like not able to stand up and basically like leaning onto my bed and whatever. And my mom goes, you're drunk. And this part remains classic in my family. They always say it to me. They reference it to me. I was so convinced that this was going to get me out of it. I mean, 110% convinced this was going to work. I was not actually drunk. So I said to my mom, I said, no, I was just looking at the Budweiser posters. And so that she was like, that's it, you're grounded or whatever. But I genuinely thought if I say I was looking at because earlier I just remember looking at Budweiser posters. Yeah. Here's my out. It's totally going to make sense.
Scratch and sniff.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so now as an adult, my cousins are always like, hey, Chris, you looking at the Budweiser posters? If I'm drinking or, at a family
you want to go
party
look at some buds?
Yeah. Let's look at the posters.
Dude,
anyway.
That's so funny. Oh, like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a tough guy story, but
no, that's great.
My lame little drinking story.
Well, I had a weird thing that got, not only did the peeing on vacation get brought up to me over the holiday break that I just had, but you just reminded me, one of like the first times I got really drunk was like at a family party. And I mentioned like getting drunk younger, and my sister goes, oh, in front of like her kids and stuff. Oh, is that the candy cane night? I was like, fuck, yeah, it was. So it was like a Christmas, and we all went back to my cousins, and I was like 13, 14, and I got like wrecked, sloppy drunk, and I'm in the bathroom throwing up in just candy cane boxers.
Oh god, that's great.
And my brother's like, dude, let me in, man. I want to check on you. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm just taking a shit. And then he opens the door, and I'm fucking throwing up in the toilet. And then she's like, all right, you okay? He's like, here, I'll get you like a water, blah, blah, blah. Shuts the door, comes back. He said like 5 minutes later, knocks on the door and was like, dude, come on. I was like, no, I'm taking a shit. He's like, I know you're not taking. And he opens the door, and that time I was.
Oh, that's perfect.
But yeah, then they got to pay. I spent the entire night like laying on that bathroom floor in tiny little candy cane underwear.
It's traumatizing when you're young, because I ended up laying on the floor all night long. I went in the basement so my parents wouldn't hear me puking.
Oh. Yeah.
And so I'm in the basement bathroom. There's like spiders, and I'm on the cold floor just vomiting all night. And I had a haircut at 9 a.m. And my mom, again, they never grounded me. They never disciplined me, but my mom did not want me to become like my sister. Yeah. So she was going to punish me for drinking. And so I would not do it again for at least a long time. And so she made me go to get my hair cut, but the whole time I was holding back because she knew I was puking. They could obviously hear me. And so I'm sitting in the chair, and it's someone at the time, I mean, this is a long time ago.
Hot.
Someone was getting a perm. Oh. The smell of a perm. I don't know if you've ever smelled it. Yeah. Oh, it's the worst. It's like a dead body smell. Not that I know what those smell like, but
female serial killers. That's
yeah. But I'm sitting there just like, don't move because you're gonna puke. Don't move because you're gonna puke. And so I held it in, and then my mom was like, you know what? I feel like going to the mall. She was going to just drag me everywhere.
She's a monster.
That's
No,
horrible.
and my mom was the best. So we go to the mall, and I'm like, I have to go pee. And I ran to the bathroom. I was puking in the bathroom at the mall. Then my mom's like, you know what? I want some McDonald's. And
God.
then she got like a fillet of fish. And she did it on purpose. It was actually
That's
hilarious.
hilarious.
It was actually
Powerful.
funny.
That's such a good move.
So she took it out, and I grabbed the bag and just started vomiting in the bag. I mean, I puked. I was puking all day.
I thought you were going to say
brutal.
she made them shave your head when you went to the hair salon. That was your punishment.
That would have been great.
You were like, my mom never really punished me. I was like, that sounds like punishment.
That would have been amazing.
Oh my God, that's so good. Hey, we're over an hour. That flew by.
That was fast.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you so much.
And if you want to tell people where they can find you, this will be out tomorrow.
Oh, wow. So, hey, if you need help with your dating life, you want to get some ass, even though I said that's not really what I do, but it's kind of what I do, you can hit me up at Kristen, Kristen, and chill.com. It's
Nice.
like Netflix and chill.
I love it.
It's lame. I couldn't think of a name.
I know. I like it.
Yeah. Or you can hit me up at Instagram on Chris Carn. And sometimes, like, some guys will send me questions there. So if you want to send me a question, I may answer and get no charge.
Perfect.
yeah.
Oh,
That's awesome.
there it
It
is.
sounds like, but yeah.
No charge. That's free.
Raymond?
Yeah, I am at Ray Zawodni on all of the social media. And catch me this Saturday. I'm at the Dojo of Comedy East in New Jersey. Tickets are available on my Instagram. So come on out to that. And you can also catch me here every single Wednesday on the Troublemakers podcast. New episodes every Wednesday with my good pal, Dylan Krasinski. Dylan, where can they find you, brother?
At Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And then at Troublemakers on all those sites. We post clips 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 times a week.
What?
Yeah, if you haven't, check out last week's episode. It was the best of the last year. We got some of our favorite stories on there. And yeah, we'll see you next week, baby. Good night.
Bye.